Welcome, everyone. It is Friday, September 18th, and I'm Coach Jaynine, owner and catcher, and I am going to jump right in with our reading and wish everyone a happy Friday, a blessed day. Again, I'm reading from Joel Osteen's book, Daily Readings for Become a Better You, and I'll read, and then we'll discuss whatever it is that we want to discuss today. It's been a great week with lots of great conversations around pricing, knowing your value, stop giving away things for free. We've talked about evaluating a direct sales opportunity, whether it's right for you, which one, some questions to ask. We've talked about business expenses for tax time. We've just had a busy week. I think every day we've talked about there was a great day when Andrew was here. We were talking about not always chasing the dollar. Don't be shamed for the prices you do set or the population you want to work with. If it's not going to make you $1 million, don't feel shamed by that. So we've had lots of really great conversations this week. I haven't set them up for next week, and I was sorry late. I thought I had set this one up, but it wasn't there, so I had to reset it up. I'll be setting up for next week. So again, we're here weekdays at 6 a.m. Invite you to join me and we'll blab. So let's get started for today. And I see it's Friday. I wonder if everybody's just sleeping in today. So the next new thing, his anger lasts only a moment, but his favor lasts a lifetime. Weeping may last through the night, but joy comes with the morning. Psalm 35. You may have already endured more than your share of unfair, negative experiences. But know this, God wants to do a new thing. He wants to give you a new beginning. Don't give up. Don't go around thinking you've peaked, that you've reached your limits in life. Well, Joel, you don't know my situation. I've gone as far as my education can take me. You don't know my struggles. No, I may not know any of that, but I do know our God, and He is all powerful. He has more in store for you. My question for you is, can you perceive it? Can you make room for it? The first place it starts is in your thinking. If your thinking is limited, then your life is going to be limited. Let me repeat that. If your thinking is limited, then your life is going to be limited. But Joel, I've gone through bankruptcy. I've tried and failed. Well, let it go. It's a new day. Kind of reminds us back to yesterday when we talked about those doors have got to shut, and you've got to be able to move forward. My marriage didn't work out. I'm disappointed. I never thought I'd be in this situation at this point in my life. Blah, 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 blah. We can all relate to that. That's unfortunate, but it's not the end. When one door closes, God will always open another. When one door closes, God will always open another. If all the doors close, He'll open a window. God always wants to give you a fresh beginning. He still has a great plan for your life. Do you know when that's going to happen? It will commence the moment you quit looking back, when you quit grieving over what you've lost. Nothing will keep you from the good things of God as much as living in the past. You may feel that life has knocked you down through disappointments or other unfair situations, but whatever you do, don't stay down. Get back up, dust yourself off. If you can't find anything to encourage you, learn to encourage yourself. Get up in the morning, put your shoulders back, look in the mirror and say, I've come too far to stop now. I may be knocked down, but I'm not knocked out. I'm going to get back up again. I know I am a victor. I am not a victim. I'm going to repeat that because I think it's very powerful. You're going to look in the mirror. I've come too far to stop now. I may be knocked down, but I'm not knocked out. I'm going to get back up again. I know I'm a victor and not a victim. You must keep yourself stirred up if you're going to see these new doors open. Keep looking for the good things that God is going to do next. I know too many people who are living in the land of good enough. No, don't ever let good enough be good enough. Keep pressing. Keep believing. You were not made to be average. You were made to excel. You were made to leave your mark on this generation. At the start of each new day, remind yourself, I am talented. I am creative. I am greatly favored by God. I am equipped. I am well able. I will see my dreams come to pass. Declare those statements by faith, and before long, you will begin to see them in reality. Understand that throughout life, we will always have forces opposing us, trying to keep us from becoming all God has created us to be. And many times, the adversities, the unfair situations are the results of the enemy's efforts, attempting to discourage and deceive us into giving up on our dreams. You may feel as if you're at an empty place in your life today. Not much is going your way. You've been through severe difficulties, but God wants to restore you, encourage you, fill you with his hope. He wants to resurrect your dreams. He wants to do a new thing. Continually remind yourself that you have a gift on the inside. You are talented. You are creative. That's exactly why the enemy is trying to push you down, to keep your gifts, your creativity, your joy, your smile, your personality, and your dreams from ever seeing the light of day. He would love for them to lie dormant your whole lifetime. Thank God it's not up to the enemy. It's up to you. Granted, you may have gotten off to a wrong start in life. You may have had more than your share of unfair things happen. But it's not how you start that counts. It's how you finish. Shake off the past. Shake off discouragement. Remind yourself that God is still in complete control of your life. If you keep your trust in him, he promises that no weapon formed against you will prosper. Your situation may seem unfair. It may seem difficult. It may seem that the forces working against you are winning momentarily. But God said he'd turn your circumstances around and use them to your advantage. Don't get complacent. Don't let good enough be good enough. Keep yourself stirred up. The forces that are for you are greater than the forces that are against you. Scripture says, weeping may endure for a night, but joy is coming in the morning. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy is coming in the morning. No matter what tomorrow holds, you can expect God to bring you joy. No matter what tomorrow holds, you can expect God to bring you joy. Woo! That's pretty powerful. So some key things I want to point out. That he said, if your thinking is limited, then your life is going to be limited. I think that's very powerful, very key. If all doors close, God will open a window. And every day is a new day. That waking up with a new attitude, I always will say, we can have our little pity party, but it can't go on forever. You need to put a time limit. And if that means you need to go to bed early and have a good night's sleep and then get up in the morning with a fresh start, then do that. That's okay. Don't stay stuck. This morning motto is about how to, no matter where you are in life, sometimes things happen, but it's being able to start your day on a positive note and knowing that God's got our back, that God has something greater for us. That's a great way to start the morning and know. And sometimes we need that reminder, though, that he is there for us and that everything will be okay. We can't lose faith. We must keep believing in ourselves. We must keep digging deeper for the talents that we have. Welcome. Good morning. Okay, I'm not hearing anything. Looks like, good morning. How are you?
Good afternoon. Where are you from?
Good morning. Janita, welcome.
Country.
Good morning.
Morning. No.
We have an extra seat here if you want to jump on board. We're getting inspired
I'm
for
fine.
our day.
I'm fine. And you? How are you?
Good morning.
Yeah.
And for those of you that are just jumping on, we are talking about getting motivated for our morning.
What's your name?
Okay, I'm having a hard time. You're breaking up really bad.
Have a nice day to you. I don't hear you because the sound is bad.
Now, we were talking about being motivated for the morning and how God has got something great planned for us.
I don't hear you.
I
don't hear like.
Okay. Let's try this again. It's really breaking up this morning. And you know, we love blabs and beta, so we know things will happen and we always can't, things don't always work perfectly. So good morning, Colette. Welcome. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. See everybody slowly joining us this morning. Remember, if all the doors close, God will open a window. That's what we're talking about this morning, that if your thinking is limited, then your life is going to be limited. Good morning, Dana. So we've got to have that positive attitude, and it's up to us to really, excuse me, embrace how we choose to live life. So how's everybody doing on this Friday morning? Again, we've got some seats. You're welcome to join. And let's talk about how you motivate yourself on a Friday or anything, talk business, personal growth. What do you want to talk about today? We've had great conversations this week. Good evening from Australia. Hello. Feel free to jump on board. How has your day been? Have you had a great day? Remember, this is the show. You don't need to look pretty to be here because it's 6 a.m. here. So it's no makeup required. Just grab your favorite beverage. Excuse me. The day moves too fast. Sounds like you probably had a great day then if it moved really fast. So where is everyone else from? Coletta, where are you from? Dana, where are you at? I've learned we've actually been hosting here for about a week now, and that most people are listening while they're getting ready in the morning. So they're, even though they've joined, they're not physically hopping on board, but they are listening and being motivated for their day. So I think that's great. So you're in Brooklyn, New York. So it's early morning for you too. Jump on board if you want to have a seat. We've got seats open. MLL, multi-level marketing success. Is that what your expertise is in? Jump on board. I know y'all have something great to share. Don't make me sit here and do all the blabbing. And, you know, we've got the chat window, so if you have questions, you can type in the chat window. I had a gal yesterday we had the whole conversation, the show, she was in the chat window typing comments, and that's how the blab worked yesterday. So that gives us the luxury too. Again, if you're getting ready and you want to type something, a question or a comment to direct the conversation this morning, go for it. Love to know what y'all want to talk about. Tell me what you want to talk about. Our format here, for those of you that are new, I see we have some new people that haven't been here. I read a passage from Joel Osteen, and then we typically talk about it or let it guide the conversation into however it goes, but that's part of the morning Moto, and I have read that, so you'll be able to catch it on the replay. And I love that we have replays with Blab. I've been, it's hard for you to jump in the morning. I'm a morning person. I wake up ready to go, but by about 3 in the afternoon, I'm like, ah. What I've been doing, finding part of my strategy with the blabs is I do send them on over to YouTube, and I have a YouTube channel specifically for the blabs, and then from the YouTube, I post it over to Pinterest. So remember, social media, you know, it's a wonderful tool for us. Hi, Judy, welcome. We got a seat if you want to jump in. And think out, you know, your blabs don't have to be confined strictly to here. It's wonderful they're hosted here, the replays, but you can also tap other parts, you know, other audiences, because not everybody is comfortable with blab yet or even understands it. It's too noisy for you to jump on board, but you'll sit in. We'll type a question, type some motivation, whatever you want to do. And, you know, so start developing. If you're hosting blabs, I'd love to hear what your strategy is. I've enjoyed reposting them out. And again, I've had people on Facebook send me private messages of which ones they've liked, or one person critiqued my my facial expressions, and someone was in the seat and kind of bordering on almost being inappropriate. And I was having a conversation with, well, I think there was one day it was strictly him. Then he came back the second day. And so I thought that was cute, but love to hear how you're using blab in your business, or how you intend to use it, or what you're going to do with it. I think it's another great platform. If you're an educator, I could see hosting some quick online office hours with this, because if one student has a question, I think a lot of others do. If you're in direct sales, again, I could see some really, the opportunities I see, again, not only it's easy to record, but it's easy to save the recording also and do other things with it. How do I do it on YouTube? Great question. When your recording is completed, you'll get an email from Blab, and I tell you, they are quick. It's, I want to say, maybe about 7 minutes, 10 minutes, and they've got the video processed. And I can either download it to my computer and then send it over to, you know, upload it to YouTube, which again, I've created my own channel, or I'm sorry, playlist. I misspoke, playlist. I've got my YouTube channel. I've got different playlists, because I have one for business coaching, one for career coaching. I've got a blab. I've got other playlists. So I've created my own playlist on YouTube. But another thing you can do, if you come back to the actual replay, and because it's, I think because it's mine, I'd love to, maybe Judy, we can try it one time on your computer with your account and see if you're able to do it. But I have the option to send it to YouTube. And it's much faster to upload it to YouTube from Blab. And again, Blab is in beta, so a couple of times, like yesterday when I went to move it over to YouTube, it was a totally different screen. The last couple of days, the emails I've gotten and the way it downloads have been different. So you have to be flexible, because again, it's beta, it's free. When things are in beta and when they're free, I don't think we have a right to complain. I don't think we have really a right to criticize. I think we should be grateful that we have this wonderful platform to share with each other. and grow with each other and just be very humble and gracious about it. So I'm not going to complain that the changes, there's been changes in the brief week I've been on here. I just have to be flexible with the changes. But then I send it over to YouTube. It uploads, I do the title and I keep the title the same. I use blab as one of my hashtags. Do my keywords. And once it's, YouTube's got to do its processing. Then I send it over, you've got the icons to share. I share it out to all the others and just say, hey, the replay's available, catch it. And then on Pinterest, I've made a Pinterest board for Blab. So that's my strategy for it. Judy said she joined a Blab last night about being a virtual assistant, and it gave her the opportunity to help people and give people her business coach and other VAs as a reference. So she was able to share her expertise and share some valuable resources with others. So again, it's the beauty. Social media, to me, is about being social. And my definition of social is being nice. And I have always said social media is about compound friending. Judy has been on Blab, I think, since day one with me. She helped me practice. Judy's on my team. She's a wonderful virtual assistant. I've had great people in the hot seats here all week long, and we've had wonderful conversations. So it's that compound friending. Everybody's sharing. So another comment, it is a wonderful platform. It is. And I admit, I have not tried Periscope. Everything I looked at with Periscope, and social media is one of my favorite, most sought after things. It's what I teach. But like with anything, you have to pick and choose. You can't do everything. I'm not on Instagram. It's not something most of my clients would be on. You have to know where to invest your time. I'm Pinterest gal, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, heavily on LinkedIn. I'm finding Facebook just very mean and nasty. And the reason I decided to do this 6 a.m. Blab is, one, I'm normally up by 4 or 5. And I normally am reading at this time something that's positive for me. And I just found I don't want to be on Facebook. I find it very ugly. The people are ugly. It's very draining for me right now. And I decided, you know what, this is a good time. Welcome, Derek. Good morning. It's a good time to share my normal routine and Blab. So that's why I am here, is just to kind of help everyone else be motivated and share what I'm doing. And I've had several people say over the week too, they've noticed Facebook has gotten very nasty. And so pick and choose what you want, what's valuable to you, which platform. So again, I never jumped on with Periscope. A lot of the people I work with are early, they're in the beginning stages, and anything too complicated, they don't want to learn. It took me forever to get some of them just on Facebook. And I'm the girl who, I think my first social media was MySpace. Does anybody here remember MySpace besides me? Raise your hand, give a shout out if you have a MySpace account. Am I the only one? Does Judy? Yes. MLM Success 71, he has MySpace too. Yay for us MySpace people. I haven't gone to it in forever. Judy says she remembers MySpace. Yep. And that was really visually noisy. You had all those colored backgrounds and you could have sparkly things going. And I think it lost steam because it could be so visually overwhelming for the visitor, the reader, however you want to put it. And then I think that's why people jumped over to Facebook, because it was just more streamlined, so to speak. And Twitter has always been one of my favorites. I've always had fun with Twitter. And remember, we can tweet out the Blab. We can connect with each other over on Twitter. I even on Twitter, we're talking Blab strategy this morning, I have a list specifically for Blab. So if you've been, shouting out and tweeting, and I can, see it on my tweet deck, I use tweet deck, then I can add you to my Blab list. I have stayed for many, many years Sometimes I can add more Twitter followers. Sometimes I can't. I need to get back in there and clean it out because I noticed this week I'm not able to, you've got to have them kind of balanced. I've got to clean out some of my people I'm following who are not who I need to be following and get it more balanced so I can add more. But if you're at that point on Twitter, you can't add people. They won't let you. They control it. Then make lists and add people to lists. So if I don't add, follow you, it's because I can't, but I've added you to a blab list. So I hope that makes you happy. It's out of my control. I can't follow you. And I do have other business accounts I manage, so I will work with you on that if you're a good connection for those accounts also. So, it's kind of just getting a strategy that works for you. So again, I'd love to hear, how many of you are hosting blabs, have hosted yet? Anybody? I challenge you, just jump in. I did a test blab one day with Judy and another gal, and somebody came on and kind of walked us through some things, and I've been doing more reading. And the next day I started hosting these. You just jump in. I say just jump in with both feet. Don't sit there, like at the edge of the swimming pool testing the water with your toe to see if it's too cold or too hot to jump in. It'll never be the right temperature. Just close your eyes and jump in and sink or swim and have fun with it. There's no right or wrong. It's your blab. You're the host. You're the host. So have fun with it. So today is Friday. You have one on Wednesdays. What time? And share. Type in the chat window if you don't want to jump in the seat and share with us. What time, day, what's time of the day, what's your show? Let's make this our, what should we name it? It's Friday, so it's got to rhyme with Friday. Something, because Shout Out Friday doesn't really, it's got to be something with Friday. Fun Friday. Judy could probably come up with something fun. Everybody share what you've got going on, if you've got a link or something. But if you've got a blab, share in the chat window the time and date of your blab so we can all support you on that. Because again, I think that's part of the compound friending. It's supporting each other in our growth on our journey. It's encouraging. Because when I sit here at 6:08 and I'm done reading and there's nobody on, it's a little bit like, oh my. And maybe I should put these at 6:15 because I notice it's about 6:12. Freedom Friday. I like that. Freedom Friday. Because you know what? As a business owner, even an employee, we all have wonderful freedoms. The freedom of free will to make our choice to be on a blab or not, to jump in the seat or not, to be happy, to be sad. One of the powerful comments from this morning's reading, if your thinking is limited, then your life is going to be limited. Freedom Friday plays right into that. Plays right into that. And another one that I liked this morning in the reading, if all the doors close, God will open a window. Because yesterday's reading, remember, he talked about you've got to let that window or the door behind you fully close. Think of those automatic doors. You can't let it still be going like this. Let it close. Be happy with the decision. You close that door and just boldly keep walking through the door. Freedom Friday. Love it. I'm actually going to write that down. Excuse me, Judy. I love that one. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Just what happens when I have to do all the talking. Okay. Dana's listed his blab. And you always got the blab, the I am. What time of day is it? I like this. Video marketing and live streaming. Who is winning the war? Ooh, I want to tune in. What time is it on Wednesdays? Because I have to live by a day planner. And I don't think, and all of this a lot of times is learning as we just start clicking. I was trying to see if I could follow him, but I think I can't. If you're over here in the chat, it appears I can't click to follow you. You got to hop in the hot seat, and then I can click there. Welcome, Boris and Bruno. Welcome. It's about the video marketing war, and it's at 12 noon on Wednesdays, and I'm going to say Eastern time, since you're from New York. So that's when his blab, I'm putting that in there in my book. Because I love to support everyone who's here supporting me. Because again, that's part of the compound friending. We help each other. And I'm writing, so that's why you see me going, huh? I'm writing it down in my day planner because I want to be able to support this. And I just had a new idea on part of our Freedom Friday. As we all keep making new friends on here, there might be, and we're all got our niches in business and different things. We might want to just kind of come up with a list of some of our own favorite blabs that we share in our newsletters on other sites, as well as, again, you can hit the little tell a little bird, but share. He says, too loud in the morning, don't want to wake everybody up. No, I say we wake up the world. We wake up the world. Yeah, sometimes we need loud. I work from home, and if I did not teach college, there would be sometimes I probably would never need to leave my house. So it could be very quiet here. So Judy says, if you're new to Blab, click the host screen. If you like what it has been said at any time. Yes, the little it looks like hands. I can't remember the term. Somebody chastised somebody the other day for using the wrong term, and I was like, ouch. These little hands, you kind of clap, and I've read about these numbers, but honestly, I don't remember what they really mean. So we could worry about that later. I don't, when it comes to social media and people are worried about numbers of followers, numbers about, I've only got this and this person has this. I'm like, don't worry about the numbers. It's about the quality of your followers, not how many. Don't worry about quantity. Focus on the quality. So, but yes, if you like something I say, or if somebody else is on a seat, it just shows support. It shows the person blabbing that they're on track. And then when nobody's doing anything, you're kind of like, where should I be going with this? So Freedom Friday, I like that. Freedom Friday. We have lots of freedoms to sit here and blab. There was somebody on one of the blabs I hosted this week. Oh my, Judy said she was on a blab last night, invited to sit in the hot seat, and when the number hit 612, she was asked to get off and go to the sidelines. Oh, so I just take that as a compliment. Somebody was we were talking about social media, and they were talking in their country, people actually go to jail for some of the comments they make online. And we need to recognize how blessed we are here in the United States to have the freedoms to blab about anything we want to blab about, whether we're on Facebook shouting out about, there's just been some nasties on there, Twitter. We really do enjoy a lot of freedoms here. We really, really do. And as a business owner, we have, hopefully if you're a business owner, you've been able to design a business around something you truly love. I'm a retired Marine, so I wanted flexibility. I've always, on my bucket list has always been to be an online professor. To do that, you have to teach in a seated classroom. So a couple of years ago, I started teaching. It was actually 5 years ago. Time flies. I was actually invited to teach. I don't remember applying. I was invited. And that has led to now online teaching and some other things. But I love the online, working with my clients online, Skype. I tried doing Google Hangouts again. I didn't find that easy to use. I find Blab very easy to use. I do like embracing new technology and finding new ways to share different things I'm working on. So, you know, as a business owner, we do have lots of freedoms. And even on a Friday, I've always said I didn't want to work on Friday. Monday, a little iffy. And I've pretty much been able to do that. I will work a little bit every other Saturday. I will host Saturday sessions. I do a lot of nighttime and I do a lot of early morning, but I still am able to enjoy flexibility that I want and have those freedoms. Welcome, Rena. We are just talking, we decided we're naming Friday our Freedom Friday, and we're just talking about enjoying the freedoms of being on Blab, being business owners, and the freedoms it has for us. Some of the people have shared Blabs that they're hosting, so if you scroll up, you will see MLM Success 71 has a Blab on Wednesdays at noon. If you're hosting a Blab, please type it in there and share it with us so that we can support you when you have a Blab going. And the reason you want to subscribe and follow people, when they host a Blab, you'll get an email that they have a Blab getting ready to start. I think that's pretty cool. I got one the other day and I felt bad. I got an invitation from Andrew was with us, I think on Tuesday maybe. And we had just a wonderful, wonderful conversation. So if you can go back to the replay on, I think it was Tuesday. And then later he's on a totally different time zone. I think he was like mid-afternoon in his time. But then he sent me an invite for a Blab and I wasn't able to jump on, and I felt really bad that I wasn't able to support him because he had really supported my Blab that morning. So if you've got a Blab, again, let us know. Again, you have to be in the hot seat for me to be able to follow you, I think, is how it's working, is what it appears to me. And if I'm wrong, then somebody type it or jump in the seat and tell me I'm wrong. But I'm not seeing, I can give you a star, I can reply to you. Maybe I just have to, I don't know, write down your Twitter handle and connect with you on Twitter and then be able to figure it out. But it's all learning. It's all part of the learning. You just got to be not afraid. Part of the freedom is not letting fear hold you back. If we let fear hold us back, we would do nothing. I wouldn't have joined the Marine Corps. I wouldn't have done spy rigging. I would not have fired a weapon. I would not have done some of the stuff that I did. You cannot let fear hold you back. Okay, Judy says, click on the name. Okay, I'm going to try it. Okay, it worked. So Dana, I'm now following you. Thanks, Judy. I was afraid to try too much more in fear of disconnecting the Blab. So, okay, we can follow each other. Just click on the person's name in the chat window, and a box will come up for you to follow, and then the X at the top will take you out of that and back to this screen. Thank you so much. So now I'm scrolling up, and I'm going to connect with several of you right now. Coletta, I help people find their mojo, be work life happy. I like that. She's been on Blab one day. Janita, internet safety and crime prevention specialist presentations with proactive approach to keep children and users safe online. That, I love it. I love it. And of course, we have Dana. I have a home-based business working with people who enjoy life and are fun to be around. Is my passion. Leads, multi-level marketing, create your own income. He's got such a smiley face there that just makes you Have a good day. And then we got Judy. I am Judy Essage, working behind the scenes so your business can be center stage, executive virtual assistant, mom of Liberty U student, wife, grandma, coffee lover. Yay, Judy. She's been on Blab 9 days. So, and we've got Derek. I'm just clicking and adding and reading. I accepted a 90-day challenge to lose 10 pounds. I challenge you to get healthy with me, live, laugh, and love. And it says ... I'd love to hear more about that one. He's been on Blab 40 days. And who else do we got? Trying to make sure I don't miss anybody. Bruno. Recently voted one of the top 10 people who will change your life and author of Stop Sabotaging Your Life. Ask the Coach. Sabotage. That's one of those things that, you know, people don't realize they're doing. And they really, really do. We've got Boris. And sorry, Boris, I'm following you, but I can't read what you do because I don't read that language. Sorry. And we've got Rena, entrepreneurial trainer, sales expert, minder of my own business, follower of Christ. Love it. Minder of your own business. I do a retreat called Mind Your Own Business. So that's neat. That's neat. Minder. All right. Who else? We've got Leif. Igniting vitality, connection, and transformation through playformation. 1 minute peek into what I offer, and he's got his URL link there. So that's a great strategy. How many of you have your URL to like a call to action? Go follow. So that's neat. He's got a call to action on his. So again, even just clicking and reading and seeing how others have set up their profile makes me go like, okay, I need to go back and probably try to update mine. Because I wasn't sure, you know, how you get in your groove. And it was like, no, I want to shake it up a little bit. So great. Again, I encourage everybody, excuse me, to be playing nice, playing, that's what it's about too. Social media is about playing nice. No need to be negative. We've got enough negativity without the ugliness, So. All right. What else do we want to talk about? So we've talked about strategy. Oh, what do? I tell people what to do. I'm a business and career coach. I own Dreamcatcher, and I'm a retired Marine. So a lot of my clients are veterans, military veterans, because even though my background is psychology, all my degrees are in psychology, and I have worked as a therapist, I don't do whiny people. I don't do well with people that like to play small, that like to debate for 2 weeks about doing something. I'm really good at seeing what business owners are doing and showing them a million ways to take whatever they're working on and turn it into a zillion different info type products. I teach social media. I teach content marketing, how to take that one article you write and turn it into a video, turn it into an infographic, turn it into an ebook, a tip handout, and then keep taking those articles and turning it into a bigger e-course, and then turning it into this, and then turning it into a speaking engagement, hosting a teleclass. That's what I love to do, is to kind of smack people upside the head and say, stop reinventing the wheel, take what you've got. Let's make this into something that you can monetize before you start something else. When I first started, oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Bruno said, thank you for sharing the tip for adding hyperlink to your Blab profile. I think it's a great tip, and we learn from each other. I didn't see anybody doing it, so I didn't. I started out wanting to be a life coach while I was finishing up my PhD, and nobody wanted to pay me to be a life coach. But I was using, like I said earlier, I was on MySpace and Twitter, and then I got on Facebook. I was really growing my business. I didn't want to go in debt. I wanted to live within my military retirement. So people were asking me to teach them the strategies I was using to grow my business. I was working with a Mary Kay gal. A lot of people had started, my initial business owner clients had started their business when I started mine. So I was just teaching them social media. And then I realized I had been admin in the Marine Corps, so big on procedure manuals, turnover binders, things like that, to where if I was gone, anyone could pick up that binder and do my job. Well, I was surprised business owners weren't having those type of things done, that they didn't have them. So I started working with very seasoned business owners, and then business owners who did not want to do social media, but they said, I remember one, I love her to death. She's been with me since day one. We met. She says, I didn't want to do it, but I just believe she was onto something, and she has followed me. She has been Small Business Person of the Year. And so then the social media, the business procedures grew. And then, of course, I've 20 years of leading people and being led. It grew into, well, will you teach me how to lead my people? Will you teach me? So I just found I was relying on things I've done my whole life. And then, of course, the psychology piece comes in of you're playing small, you're doing this, you're doing that. So I host a retreat. It's called Mind Your Own Business. I have a mastermind group. I'm looking here for the book. We spent the summer reading The Big Leap. Last year we read Think and Grow Rich. And I just love really pushing people out of their comfort zone. Like earlier when I said, don't do the toe in the water, just jump in. I've been that type of person. And when my clients work with me, I've had a couple that did not like working with me, and they were kind of, when we started out, we were talking about don't play the victim. You got to be victorious. You just admit things aren't working, you move forward. They just wanted to stay stuck, and they wanted to blame somebody, and they weren't coachable. So Dana, I'm sure you understand that. People have got to be coachable. They can't be trying to constantly one-up me, or say, well, I've already done that. It didn't work. Well, stop and let me finish my statement, or stop, Judy says she loves my newsletters. Thank you, Judy. I have seen newsletters come and go, and, sharing the blab in the newsletter is one more place you can share your blab link, your URL. You could even, instead of preparing content for the newsletter, pick your favorite blab from the week and post it, the URL in your newsletter, invite them to listen to it that way. I am probably, and Dana, don't hate me for this because I know you love video, I'm probably the only person that does not like to really watch videos or really listen to them. I'm more the person who likes to read, which is kind of funny because as an instructor, as a student, I'll say first, as a student, I love online learning. I don't like sitting in a classroom, but as an instructor, I love being in the classroom and not online as much. So even I've done radio shows, I've done podcast shows, and you never know where something's going to take you. So I encourage you to stick with something for a while, see where it takes you. I did talk show podcasting when I first started my business. I mean, I did everything my coaches told me to do. And that led me to coming home one day to an email that said, I would rather you told me to drop dead and go away than to ignore me. And I thought, I almost typed something ugly. And I thought, I'm going to read this. And I guess I had ignored an email. So I went back, found the email, and it was someone from Chicago offering me my own radio show. And he had offered this one time slot to, I think it was 6 people. But because of my background as a veteran and what I work with, veterans, we've got a kind of a thick skull at times. We need sometimes somebody to be a little bit loud and ugly. And sometimes I have to get a little loud and ugly before some of my clients get it, because that's just our mentality. We don't do well with sugarcoating. Thank you. Thank you. Bruno says, I've seen you on here a few mornings without anyone on your blab. Even though nobody was here, you stayed on and committed to the process. Now you have 15 viewers. And he says, bravo. Thank you. And that is part of the commitment, because even this morning, I'm like, gosh, nobody's on. And I will tell you, I know I had today set up and there were subscribers, but when I went to click on it, it wasn't here. I don't know where it disappeared. And I have not set up next week's, but I will. But that commitment, I've done podcasts where nobody showed up. The guests didn't show up. And I just had to quickly say, okay, today we're going to reach in the mailbag and I'm going to answer some letters. So you've got to, commitment is part of it. Commitment being a business owner. But, you know, to have the opportunity then from that podcast to a radio show, and then I had a local radio show here for a little over a year that aired. Those things just help you. You know, they help you get new skills, because now I'm very comfortable sitting here with no makeup on. That's part of the morning blab. No makeup required. Just grab your coffee, get in your PJs still, wake up with me. Have fun. And it is almost like video. It really is. And I've always said I probably would not be I wouldn't want a television show, because I'm just me. They tried giving me a radio coach one time, and having to do the things that they wanted me to do just wasn't natural from me. I think the best way, and we talked about it again this week, was, I think it was with Andrew again. That episode with Andrew was powerful. A lot of good stuff was said in that. And we've talked about working with coaches, and you got to make sure you're working with the right one, and it's your agenda, not their agenda. But you've got to, it all goes back to being you, being who you are, and your clients and customers will gravitate with you to you because of who you are. I remember a podcast I did with somebody, and I just felt like, I think my dog had barked, somebody rang the doorbell. I mean, everything that could go wrong had gone wrong that day. And after we ended the podcast, I said, oh my God, I sounded like the village idiot. And she said, no, you didn't. You were just being you, but you're so natural and this and that. You weren't stuffy about it. People will gravitate and continue to follow you and want to work with you because you're real. And so that always, you know, at first when she says, no, that's just you. And I think, what, a natural village idiot or what? But you have to be you. You have to make people feel comfortable. And Dana, you asked what I do. And one of the things I do, and I hate to admit it, is, but I guess it's part of that going back to my purpose, even as a therapist. I've had clients come in who have fabulous resumes, fabulous backgrounds. And within 5 minutes, they're crying. They're spilling the guts. They're going through a box of tissues. And I'm just like, the first couple of times that happened, it made me really uncomfortable. And now I've realized, no, that's just part of the gift I have, is making people feel comfortable to tell me all the ugly, the deep down ugly. And, you know, as a coach, I don't have to report everything I hear. And they know that. And a lot of times I will get mental health professionals come see me, and they know I'm not going to, you know, if somebody comes to me and says, you know, I just pray every night, I won't wake up. And I have a client that does that. And I love her to death. I've known her forever. And she knows I know she's not going to do anything. She knows I'm not going to report it, but I give her that safe place to tell me that. I had another one who is super successful say, I feel like a fake. Everybody thinks this, but I'm having to, and she was working at a company, fabulous career. She says, we're so poor right now, so broke. I have to take my bag into the bathroom and steal toilet paper to take home. And I remember even myself thinking, oh my God, that is really bad. That's really bad. But she felt comfortable enough to share that with me, so we could, and I need to know those things so I can plan a strategy to move her from being that destitute. You know, like, why do you make all this money and you're having to steal toilet paper? Something's wrong here. So that's one of my gifts. And I'm going to shush on that. I think I answered your question on what I do. I really, truly want to help people turn their dreams into reality. So Bruno's going to jump in here.
Good.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks.
Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here. So I hope you guys don't mind. It's early morning where I'm at, and I'm still lying in bed. So
Nope, that's okay.
the joy of Blab. You can pop on at any time and look exactly the way you look.
We're real.
Exactly.
So where are you at?
I'm in Greenport, New York.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I don't know where that's at. I know where New York is.
So Long Island, but the North Fork.
Okay.
So New York, or the Long Island, splits into two sections, I guess. They call it the South Fork and the North Fork. I'm on the North Fork right now. Yeah.
Dana must know where that's at. He's from Brooklyn. I'm from North Carolina.
That's why.
Camp Lejeune area. Judy's here in North Carolina. So we're all early morning coffee drinkers I think.
Well, on to water now.
Oh, on to water. Okay, I'm still on coffee. So
I've been up since 4:30 though, so I'm a really major morning person. So I'm up at 4:30. I drink a whole craft of espresso coffee first thing in the morning, and then I'm on to water for the rest of the day. So I've had my
Great
coffee
strategy.
intake. Yeah, exactly. Very good. So you used to be a therapist.
I do see therapists. I do.
Oh no, you said that you were a therapist, or your background is in psychology.
Yeah, I am not a practicing psychologist. I teach psychology though, and I'm kind of just that, I guess that rebel. I joined the Marine Corps when women didn't join the Marine Corps, and I joined again. If you haven't listened to any of these blabs, because my mom said I wasn't smart enough to go to college.
Oh.
But I don't do whiny people. I just would, these people who want to come in and, every week, and I'm just supposed to listen to them whine and go on. I love coaching more because I can say, okay, enough of that. Now, what are we going to do about it?
Mm-hmm.
And I can be more direct, and I can say, okay, you've been whining for 2 weeks on this, and you're not changing. I can be a lot more blunt as a coach. And I'm just, that practical time is money. Yeah. You are paying me money. And so
I get both
one of my questions is always, do you want me to coach you gently or aggressively? And they're like, well, what does that really mean? I think I'm scared. And if they're military, they automatically circle aggressive. If they're a civilian, they will kind of ask me and say, well, how about somewhere in between? I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm. I usually find in my practice, because I'm not a therapist, I'm a coach, but I get the people that have never been heard their whole entire life. And so when I identify that they are of that ilk, where they feel that they've never been appreciated or understood, I give them the opportunity for them to just spew, so that way they start to trust in me. And I don't identify, by the way. I heard earlier that sometimes you kind of like, oh, I feel bad for you. I really have no identification to any of my clients whatsoever. So whenever they do come and they spew, to me it's has nothing to do with me. I don't even identify. I don't feel sorry. I mean, I'm empathetic and I can sympathize with them, but it certainly don't make it like there's no connection whatsoever. And so I do allow them to just kind of spew and be heard. And then once they're heard, then I can start moving them forward with progressive coaching. And that's what I do. But it is critical for me to understand exactly what they've been through, to let them understand that I get it. I understand. Here I am. I'm here for you. This is your time. And then I can get them moving forward. And I think they appreciate that. And I think that's why I've been very successful. I'm originally from Toronto, by the way. So I lived in Toronto most of my life. I just moved to New York City last year, and now we just bought a house in Greenport. But back in Toronto, I have a very successful life coaching practice. In fact, I still maintain 99% of my clients right now are still from Toronto for that very reason. In fact, in Toronto, my name was very synonymous with, I guess, like in Toronto, put it this way, if you didn't want to go to therapy, you would drop my name instead. And so people would know exactly who I am. So
very nice.
Love that. And I'm trying to do that again in Manhattan or New York City. So far, it's going slow and steady.
Slow but steady.
Slow but steady. Yeah. It's a different. As I think someone from Brooklyn's here. People here in New York City or in the the metropolitan area, in the boroughs, people are generally just a bit different than Canadians than from where I'm originally from. I think that in New York City, it's all about happiness, and it's all about success. It's all about, give me the perfect life kind of thing, without having to look into the mirror of what's really wrong. And so you have to you have to forego that part of it, or I feel that I have to forego that part of it and just show them the steps on how to become successful, or show them the steps on how to be more happy. But without looking in the mirror and addressing these issues, sometimes you can't get to this. So I'm trying to finagle and kind of massage my system to kind of work for this mentality.
I love it.
Yeah.
Austin says the key to motivate someone is to practice mindful listening. Listening is hard. It can be exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
It can be very exhausting, but that is very, very true, Austin. Very true.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and I liked what you had said about people just want to be heard. They need to be heard.
Yeah.
And as coaches, we need to hear all of it to be able to help. We do have to give them that opportunity.
Within listening, when people speak or when your clients speak, they actually tell you what's really going on. So if you give them the opportunity to speak and you have great listening skills, you can hear exactly what's going on. And so that's how I, am able to play back a lot of the times and ask my clients, did you hear what I heard? And I repeat back verbatim what they say. And I ask them, what does that mean? Can you elaborate? And it really gives them insight. So I do believe that the key is listening. One of the keys is listening, without a doubt. Great communication skills.
I agree with that. And I think it's also hearing what's not being said.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Without being judgmental.
And that's one of my strengths.
But without being judgmental, correct.
Is hearing what's not being said. And that's what I'll usually say. Well, I see this and I'm hearing this, but I'm also hearing, and they'll be like, oh, yeah.
Emails I find in my practice too. I welcome emails from my clients. So if they're ever feeling any, turbulence, if they're going through any challenges, go ahead and send me that email, because when they write that email and they're spewing everything within that right there, you can catch so many different things. And, because there's facts, they can go back and read it. You can point out exactly what's going on. So I love, again, communication is key, whether it's verbal communication or written communication. There's so much value in being able to assess what is being communicated.
Excellent. And another comment, Austin, breathing is the key to release all the negative energy while listening.
Mm-hmm. Without a doubt.
And people sometimes don't realize they're holding their breaths.
Yeah.
Breathing is very key. I can't remember which episode. Judy probably remembers. I had everybody doing a stretching exercise. I think it was maybe our second blab we did that. And that's one thing when I worked at the hospital with the kids, was practicing our breathing to relax. Welcome, Rick. Dana says, very important to breathe. I remember we had to do in Marine Corps crunches or something, and you had to do X amount in so many minutes. And somebody one day says to me, do you realize you don't breathe the whole time? And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, you don't breathe. You take a deep breath and start, and you just go the whole time without a breath until you've maxed it. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh. And I was like, oh. And then once I started breathing, I was, okay, this is a lot easier when you breathe.
Yeah.
So Austin, do you teach mindful breathing? You say practice mindful breathing in 60 seconds.
Yeah,
is this something you work with people on? Jump into the hot seat.
That's a nice stream. There we go.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Oh, hey, Austin.
Good morning.
I've seen you before. Yeah. Good morning, Austin. I'm going to add you. Simply
Thank
because
you.
I've already seen you somewhere else.
On the Mailcat and on the Periscope?
No, actually here on Blab. You were on a different chat with regards to, I think it was happiness. And it was it was about state of mind and being happy. It was a few days ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I'm not hearing anything.
Sorry, the
I've lost it too.
I know, yeah.
Okay.
Can you
I was like, uh-oh. Yes.
I mean, people are constantly searching for success, happiness, and I think we are not taught that in school. We taught how to be good in math, science, technology, and everything. and be a scientist and become whatever. We are not taught how to be a human being.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're not taught how to be a human being. I think a little bit of Confucius might be good for people. I don't think we need a lot nowadays. So, for example, I teach breathing in just 60 seconds. That's all you need nowadays. You don't need more. You don't need to do all these exercises, and it works instantly. If you want to try with me now, I can guide you to just 60 seconds.
Let's do it.
All you got to do is put your right hand in front of the screen, and I'll send you some energy. All right, right hand in front of the screen. Okay, let me see your right. Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Okay, bring the hand down.
I actually felt that. That's weird.
And then put the right hand onto your heart, right on your heart, and sit back. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your nose. So you're gonna close your eyes. I'm gonna guide you to 60 seconds. Okay, ready? So breathe in through your nose, in, out through your nose, 1. Breathe into your nose, out through your nose, 2. Breathe into your nose, out through your nose, 3. In, out, 4. In, out, 5. In, out, 6. Breathe in, out, 7. In, out, 8. Breathe in, out, 9. In, out, 10. Breathe in, out, 11. In, out, 12. Breathe in, out, 13. In, out, 14. In, out, 15. Breathe in, out, 16. In, out, 17. Nice and breathe in, out, 18. In, out, 19. Focus. In, out, 20. Focus on the breath. In, out, 21. In, out, 22. Breathe in, out, 23. In, out, 24. In, out, 25. Breathe in, out, 26. Breathe in, out, 27. Breathe in, out, 28. Breathe in, out, 29. Breathe in, out, 30. Halfway there now. Breathe in, out, focus. 31. In, out, 32. Breathe in, out, 33. Breathe in, out, 34. Breathe in, out, 35. Breathe in, out, 36. Breathe in, out, 37. Focus on your heart. In, out, 38. Breathe in, out, 39. Breathe in, out, 40. Come on, in, out, 41. Breathe in, out, 42. Take a deep breath. In, out, 43. In, out, 44. Breathe in, out, 45. In, out, 46. Breathe in, out, 47. In, out, 48. Breathe in, out, 49. Breathe in, out, 50. Now deep breath. In, out, remove your anxiety. In, out, remove your fear. Breathe in, out, remove your stress. Breathe in, out, release your strain. In, out, no more worries. In, out, 5 more. 4, breathe in, out. 4, in, out. In, out, 3, in, out, 2. 1 deep breath, my friend. Breathe in and hold it for 1 second and breathe out. And open your eyes. And give your heart a rub. Love your heart, my friend. You might be a little bit.
That was fast.
Huh?
That was fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was hard. I found it it is 60, but what I found it difficult to do was normally when I breathe, I take deep breath in and I exhale and count to 5.
Yeah.
And so I was having a hard time breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out as quickly as you were saying. And so, and then you're saying deep breath, and I'm confused. Is it long or deep? So I was a little confused with the instructions, but overall, I love breathing. So
60 seconds.
What is 60 seconds? But is it long breath or is it?
The reason you do the 60 seconds.
Okay.
The reason we do the 1 second is is to release all your tension, your pressure, your thing. So if you just if you just do 5 seconds, 5 seconds, we put there and go. Just quick one, huh? and then release everything. Then you can do your long breath. That's for your own thing.
Okay,
you can
so
do
this
your
is
breathing
short
5
breath.
seconds, breathe out 5 seconds. This is just to release all the pressure from your body. It's called emptying your cup.
Gotcha. I love it.
Emptying the negative energy. So once the 60 seconds is done, most of your stress and pressure is mostly gone. Then then consciously you will breathe normally, and the air will go straight into your body without knowing. But most people are not breather. They're not like specialized breather, or they know the 60 second or 20 second or double breath or single breath, right? Most people are just normal people just want to they have forgotten to breathe. But if you want to move to another level, then they can do the long breath and the short breath. You see? So like you go to you learn English, you just learn ABC now.
Yeah.
You're not gonna make words out of that, right?
Not yet.
So
You've learned the basics.
So but don't forget, no matter how high we climb, no matter how much knowledge we have, we need to come back to the basics to make the foundation stronger, because the foundation might just enough to support 30 pounds. So now you improve yourself to another 20 pounds more, 50 pounds more. The foundation is only take 30 pounds. So you need to come back to the foundation and breathe the 60 seconds and improve the foundation to contain the 50 pounds. Does it make sense?
It
because
does.
as we move along as a human being, we're learning more knowledge and more things. Unfortunately, we humans are hoarder, not just in goods and material things, and also in information and knowledge and everything. We can't let go. That's unfortunate. But that's what we are as a human being, because we feel that if you let go, we're not as clever as the next person. You see? We're not intelligent or whatever. So the key to it is to let go. So, but if you can't let go, then come back to the foundation and build back a bigger foundation through your breathing. That's the key for my breathing. But in the beginning, you gotta breathe fast. Then before you go for your 5 seconds, before you go for your 5 second or 10 second, the key to that is that the 60 second is just to remove all negativity as much as possible in the 60 second. Then you can go for your long breath, whatever you want to do, or your Tai Chi, or your Kid Fit, or your exercise, or your meditation, or your yoga. So the first thing is to empty your cup, means clean your cup first. When the cup is full, you drink it, then come back, I'll make you another tea, maybe a better taste. That's all.
Coffee.
Yeah, or coffee, or maybe a better coffee.
Coffee. Yeah.
Maybe it tastes better now, because as you breathe in, all your
taste buds,
senses, as everything improves, that you can feel more. Because now your guys are all on processed food and everything, so your taste bud has gone down quite dramatically. You see? So we are used to what we are as a human being. Whatever space we live, we are used to it. We are adaptable people. Human are adaptable. So, but when we find our sense, our taste back, then we, oh my God, this is different. That's all. So the first thing I think is to release all the negative. That's why in 60 seconds, it's quite cool, but sometimes some people who have done breathing before feel this is too quick. Yes, because I want it released. It's like throwing away all your negative without thinking. If you think, should I get rid of this? All right. If I think, should I get rid of that? But without thinking, you just consciously just get rid of it.
I think it's easy. Like I used to meditate quite a bit. In fact, I used to do it every day at 2 o'clock religiously. And then something always happens, and you hear this often from people that meditate, is they get into the groove of meditating or breathing, and then suddenly they go off in a little tandem, and then they can't come back to that consistency of breathing. So now I'm kind of like doing it maybe once a week, if I'm lucky, maybe once or twice a month. So I think my question to you is, how do you get into consistent meditation? Because if you ask anybody, they'll say that, first, meditating is this word that people kind of cringe at. But secondly, how do you get into the habit of meditating? So even like someone like me, when I lost my consistency, how do you get back into it so that way you recognize the benefit of breathing or meditating? What tips can you give?
My friend, I mean, the reason we lost interest in meditation or breathing exercise or whatever we do, because we find it very boring, and because we are searching for the special technique that used by the Dalai, or used by the Lama, or used by the God, or why used by some amazing monk 3,000 years ago, right? We are human beings. We think, oh my God, we have to be like that to be that cool, right? But unfortunately, he is like us, still a human being, right? Still a human being. For example, if I want to go to stay in the plum village in a monk place where everybody smile and meditate every day, after I guarantee you, I'm a man of action, right? After 1 day, 2 days, I will go. I said, my God, this is getting boring. Smiling all the time, breathing. To me, it's not what I want as a human being, right? I want to do my job, be the society. So that's not what I want. So it's good you choose that way. So we humans always think, oh, I have to be like this person so that I'm a cool person, I'm a good person. No, you don't have to be. You can meditate, because this is the pressure we put on our body. See, like for example, I eat whatever I want to eat. I do whatever I want to do. I have no pressure in my food, no pressure in my breathing. You can do your 60 seconds anyway, anytime you want, or your long breath and short breath. Sit down in your office, just breathe in and breathe out, open the window. And anytime you want, you can do it anywhere you want, right? Make sure the air is a little bit clean, and that's it, right? So
or you can always wear a mask.
Wow, that's not so good. So you can do it while you're walking.
Yeah. I guess it's just like anything in life. You have to build that consistency and that momentum. Do it one day, hold yourself accountable the second day, and slowly but gradually you get right back into it. And I guess I know that.
Yeah, I mean, you were putting pressure yourself, like, Jaynine, I have to go to the gym, I do my crunch and everything. You drive there an hour, you do that another hour, you finish, do your thing, by the time you spend 3-4 hours in there, just doing a crunch or whatever you do. That's a lot of time taken and time consuming, right? If you think about it, so we are stressed to go there, then after that we look, oh my God, I got to pick up my whatever, and then I rush back. So in the end, you're not doing anything.
I can't say I'm stressed. I've been going to the gym for 21 years consistently, almost every single day, unless I'm sick or like in the middle of nowhere where I can't get to the gym. But generally, I have no problems going to the gym. That to me is like, I have to do that. To me, working out is something that I need for my brain. In order for me to get a sense of clarity, in order for me to feel good about who I am as a person, I need to get that part of me going, and that consists of cardiovascular activity that adds oxygen to my red blood cells, that give me a sense of clarity, and just releases all my endorphins. To me, that, like, when somebody's sick and they have to take medication, to me, working out is equivalent to my medication. For me to sustain this level of life satisfaction that I have to go to the gym. So there's no stress to go to the gym. It only takes me 1 hour. I'm in and I'm out. Yeah. I guess for me then, because I do cardio every day, is that breathing? Like, would breathing from cardiovascular, because you're doing deep breathing, would that be kind of consistent with meditating or breathing?
No.
Okay. Curious. I tried.
You tried.
Let me explain to you. It's very good to do your cardiovascular, your exercise, your kung fu, your tai chi, your yoga, your running. It's wonderful. There's nothing wrong with that. But in the energy sense, what makes you do all this running? What makes you do all this cardiovascular? What makes you? How do you do that? It's energy.
Well,
it's energy. Nothing to do with discipline. The only way you get your energy, where can you get your energy as a human being? It's the air, your oxygen, right? So every day you do your running. I don't know how old are you, Bruno? I'm 61 now. I'm 61.
Oh, I'm 40.
So you're a young man, you're a young boy. So to me, you're a young man. Yeah? Sorry about that.
I like that. It's okay. I still feel like a young kid. It's all good. But I hope I look as good as you when I get to 60. Well, I hope I look as good as you when I get to 60. So you got some good genetics or good breathing techniques.
It's good we talk to it. Wait till you get to 60. All right, and then we can talk about it. Now, I'm 61. I'm still doing cool, good, and I'm still quite okay. The reason I understand that because whatever I do, I spend energy. That's why the more you spend, nothing is coming back to your body. Right? Think about that. If you keep on spending, so imagine you're spending energy for 40 years and nothing is coming back. The next 20 years. No doubt you feel good at age of 40 because you're in your prime.
When you reach 50, your energy will deplete. How are you going to replace all this exercise with no oxygen? There are oxygen, but there's not enough. You see? So that's why it's important for you, while you're pushing your heart every day, and you feel nice and warm when you're young, the heart is pumping billions and trillions of blood every day. Plus on top of that, you're pushing it more. So that's why we men, most of us men, always had a heart problem. Do you agree? When we reach 50 and 60? And most of them, if you look back at the history, they're very healthy. They go to the gym, they swim, the vascular, everything, right? Yet, when they reach 50 or 60, problem with the heart.
Yeah, heart attacks. Yeah.
Yeah, why? Why?
No oxygen? Not enough oxygen?
No, because
not enough energy?
You see, your thinking is all science. Nothing to do with human. You have to back to be human. If your heart is pumping billions of blood every day for 40, 50 years, and you're pushing an extra for, you're going to put a pressure. You put a lot of pressure on your heart. That's why you're going to give up one day. Because, for example, we men, we are egoistic, we want to be strong, we want to be better than the next person. That's human being. We go under the water, I can stay 10 seconds, and your friend stay 15 seconds. I want to stay 16 seconds to beat this guy. So you go down, and your heart is really under pressure, and you keep on hold on to 16 seconds so that you win your victory. And that gives pressure. And that pressure will go. That's what happened when a fit young man collapsed in the middle. You see? So the way to bring it back, see, if you understand this, the way to bring back is to bring your right hand, not your left hand. Why not your left hand? Because if you put your left hand in front of me, right in front of my palm, in front here, and just give it a shake. Very strong. Jane, come on. And then you stop. Give me a 5 second. 4, and then bring it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop, and bring it down. Stop, and bring it down slowly. You got to feel it, is it? And you feel a nice warm. This is very hard. The right hand is further away from the heart. It's cooler. So you put a cooler thing into your heart. The heart is fire. So you put your right hand to the heart. So every time when you do your cardiovascular, you can do your 60 second to 120 seconds. That means you breathe in slower. So they'll bring back all this energy back to the heart. That means you calm the heart. Love your heart, my friend. So one day you will thank me for that. Because
I am going to pay you for that. That's a good one. You got to,
thank me for that.
Well, thank you. But you know what? I completely agree, because I'm all about self-love and loving yourself unconditionally. And this is a component of loving yourself unconditionally, is love your heart. So you know what? I do appreciate that.
As I said, I always tell my friends, my people, all my students, look, do what you want to do, jump out the plane and do what you got to do, and enjoy your life.
See, to me, this makes so much sense, though, because loving your heart is loving thy soul, because who we are is at the energy, at the soul level. And when you can or the inner child, depending if you're looking at psychology. And so your heart, your inner child, everything about who you are, the external part of you or the ego part of you has to love that inside, your heart and your being. So I love this tip this morning. Yeah,
when you calm your heart down every day, as you say, how long persistently? It's your discipline, the 3D, your desire, direction, and discipline. If you like this direction, follow this direction. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you time. Anytime you sit down in the office or lie down in the bed, just put your right hand on the heart and just breathe 60 seconds. Slow or fast, it doesn't matter, whatever you feel like it, right? Everyone is different. So, and then one day, you feel the warmness touches your heart. You see? And you become stable. The key to happiness is stability. So if you come home and you have this pain and that pain, it's not very stable. Or you come home and the family start to fight with you, argue. You don't want to come home. There's no stability. You go to the office and everybody argue with you, your boss give you all this hate. You don't want to go to work. There's no stability. So the key to happiness is just find yourself, your inner self first, to stable yourself first. Then you understand why your client are so angry or upset. He or she is not stable. He or she is all over the place. So now you understand. So you can have the solution. The solution is simple now, right? breathing exercise.
Well, you certainly gave me the solution on how to maintain or how to be committed and consistent with meditating the short breaths every single day. Now the whole thing makes all sense to me, and it's part of what I need to do every single day to continue to love myself unconditionally. So
when you discipline yourself, like most people always, they have a program, right? They have a program. Oh, I got to do 3 o'clock this, 4 o'clock this, right? I know that, right? It's the way that structure things, right? I agree with you. It's nice to have a program. But what happened when I wake up one morning and say, oh my God, I'm pain everywhere. I have to run. I have to run. If I don't run, I don't feel good. Then the body said, please don't run. But you run. You're going to hurt your body. You're running on a broken
what happened?
Joint. It's going to hurt you, right? It's going to hurt you badly. So I flow with my body. And for me, exercise, sometimes I exercise very hard, strongly. Sometimes I'm sorry about that. And sometimes I just take my time. So you can understand, you can do this anytime, anywhere you want. You're talking to me, Bruno, you're back. You can do it while you're walking. You just walk, breathe in, breathe out, until 60 times. Then you walk, you're done already. You've done your exercise already. All right, and if you really want to do your weight, whatever, do it and bring back to the heart. You see? So if you don't understand that the key to a long and healthy life is not how you pump your cardiovascular. It's not how you're going to push your heart. It's how you're going to love your heart. Go back to that direction. This is a long table. You're pushing it in this direction. One day it's going to tip. So you got to come back and find the middle way. You see? But why go in energy? The yin, the black, the day and night connect together. There's a middle point. You have to find the middle point. So do your breathing, and the more you breathe, the more the energy come back, the more your heart get rejuvenate, the energy restore, and the heart is coming away like that. You might feel very strong this way, but this is coming down. Okay? So now you need to bring that way in, and that's the key to your happiness, I think. And then once it connect, there's a line in the middle. We all know that. And all you have to do is push through the door, and you can see everything clearly. You can fight in the dark. No, you don't fight in the dark. You fight in the day. You see? So you know why. You know why you're doing this. What is the purpose of doing this as a human being? That's all. If you know, if I look after my heart, look after my 5 organs, the heart, the liver, the kidney, the stomach, is it, and the liver. So these are the 5 main organs, or the 5 elements that the people call that. And then you understand that if I do breathing, Jesus, if sometimes the air is polluted, hey, how come the air is so bad today? Then you understand, wow, we need to take care of the air. We need to take care of the world. Then you connect with nature, right? Isn't it? So what's the point having all this Midas touch and the air is polluted? We are just wasting our time. We are just finding so many answers, yet it's right in front of you. The answer is here. Your loved one is here. Your loved one right in front, but you're looking there. That's what happened to everybody. The people that love you right in front of you, but we are there. Because the grass is always green on the other side. You're looking there for the happiness. We need to go to the mountain. Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. We're all human beings. I've been through that. But someone will come along and say, my friend, please come back and enjoy the life as a human being. It's wonderful to have all these things, but come back a little bit, take a few steps down and enjoy your life and do your breathing. You don't need to go to the mountain. You can go, of course, it's wonderful, but you are most of the time working, right? So you find a way and in your own time and do your breathing, and it's not going to cost you anything. But make sure the air is clean. Go to Central Park, New York. I love Central Park, right? See?
Yeah, well, I have Central Park in my backyard, so I don't have to go too far to get my oasis. I'm surrounded by lots of trees.
I know. So
literally in a forest. Huh? No, I love it. I mean, I do. I go back. I mean, I like I said, I haven't been meditating for quite some time, but I mean, my backyard, if I want to go meditate, it's a perfect like oasis back there for me to start doing it. And now that you've given me this wonderful tip and the reason why I need to do short breaths for 60 seconds every single day, no matter where I'm at, as I'm losing my breath, you know, it's something that I can practice every single day. And I think me and many people on this blog, I think really appreciate that good tip and the benefits that come with it. And it answered one or two of my own questions on how to be consistent. So I really do appreciate that. Having said all that, guys, I have to run. My morning is just about to start.
Thank you.
Jaynine, I'm sorry. Jaynine, thank you so much for having me this morning. Austin, thank you for your great tip, everybody on this blog. Have a great morning, and hope to see you guys real soon. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye. Have a great day.
Jaynine,
Austin,
what do you think?
everyone has the comments. Everybody's loving this.
Really?
We normally wrap up in an hour, and we've gone way over, but
I'm sorry.
this has been fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. We forget, you know, and the heart is, you know, like you say, love your heart. And the heart's what's guiding the brain so that releasing everything, the negativity is very powerful.
Yes.
It's very powerful. And we forget about it.
Well, because
we take our heart for granted.
We took everything for granted because it's right in front of us. I mean, we live in, I live in London, it's a wonderful place. We have free medical, we have everything, you know. And we don't realize that a lot of people live in hell. And look at the people trying to come to Europe from Syria and everything. You wouldn't want to live in there. So we took everything for granted because we are living in heaven. So when you live in heaven, you don't know what's hell. Unless you've been through hell, then you know what's heaven, right? So it's very hard to explain to another human being what all this breathing. Oh, no, come on. I don't need all this breathing. It's like my friend who's quite wealthy, and he had a heart, he's only about 5 years younger than me. And I explained to him, you need to breathe in and breathe out to make sure your body is ready for the operation. It's okay, Austin. I have the best doctor in the world. I pay $1,000 a day for him, and he's going to cut me and do a good job. I said, my friend, but he's just doing his job because you pay him. That's his job. All right? You have to sign the paper. You have to sign the paper, and then anything happen on the table, nothing to do with him, right? But you need to take care of your heart, take care of yourself through breathing and make sure you are strong. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. He went in the morning and he couldn't wake up, 55. If you could have taken my advice, who knows? He might be still alive because the body, when you go under the table, your body is a shock. Plus all this pressure you've been in your body, all contribute to that. The body couldn't fight, right? So we forget about that. All we care about is how we're going to push our heart, how we're going to run how we're going to make our joints. Your joints is going to go. All the glue are going to go, my friend.
And I think of cardio, running, it's to make the heart stronger. You got to have a strong, healthy heart.
That's what you've been told, right?
And
in my time, nobody runs in China. Only now they start to run. And now heart attack is very common in China now. You see? So even what you can run, there's nothing wrong with running. Just run half an hour, 20 minutes. Don't go 24 hours non-stop. Maybe if you want to kill yourself, it's okay, by all means, fair enough. That's your choice, right? So my share with you, my friend, do your running and do in a very balanced way. End of the day, you have to balance yourself. I'm just to share with you how I feel. And that's how I live my life in a balanced way. I don't want to go too much pressure on me. There's really enough pressure.
This has been fabulous.
Thank you, Jane. Fabulous,
Austin. I'm so glad you joined us today. We are way over our time, and I see everybody jumping off, and my phone's blowing up with text messages too that I need to reply. But I want to stay on our little balance, as we said. Balance is the best. So I'm going to end with our morning prayer from our book that we've been reading. And again, I will be back here Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. I welcome all of you to come back. And this is really how to, you know, my mission, my passion with the Blab is that we start our day just in a very positive mindset. So today's prayer to become a better you. Father, I believe that you want to do something new in my life, and I will do my part. guide me and remind me not to settle for good enough, but to continuously reach out for more of the good you have in store for me. Again, I think that's very powerful. We keep moving forward. We don't stay stuck. We respect and love our heart. Austin has given us a great exercise for moving forward. And again, respecting and loving our heart. I think that's the message for today. It's part of loving ourselves, respecting ourselves.
Yes.
Austin, this was wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
you for
everyone who's been over in the chat window. Thank you for your comments and the kudos and being with us this morning. Everyone have a fabulous Friday, and we'll be back here next Monday. Bye, everyone.
Okay.
Bye-bye.